Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Faith. Good evening. How are you today? You're welcome to this live session today. Good evening. If you're with us from the YouTube channel, kindly quickly indicate. Let's see you. Welcome to today's special session. Good evening, everyone. All right. Okay. Good evening, Faith. Can you hear me? Quickly just confirm in the chat if you can hear me. Ah, my big bro. Good evening. Good evening. That is my. Almost, good evening. Okay. Please, can you confirm if you can hear the audio? Kindly confirm. Good evening, Christy. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this very special session of the Leadership Mind School. Thank you for coming up this early. Please, when you join the live, quickly just indicate, let's know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're streaming from. Just give us the privilege to give us that information, where your location, where you're streaming from. We appreciate you for coming. We appreciate you for joining this special session, and we trust and believe that it's going to be a remarkable one. So, Musa Faith, can you tell us where you're streaming from, where you're watching from? Mr. John Ekato, please tell us where you're watching from. And Oluwa Bukola Christie, please let us know where you are watching from. If you're on the call, let me see you just quickly so we get started. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Oladimeji, you're welcome. Thank you. Trust all is well with you all over there. So please, let's quickly invite the rest of our members. Let's get them here. Good evening. From Lagos. Christy, thank you from Lagos. Thank you. Very well. Megida Grace. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome. So immediately you join the call, please let's know where you're watching from. Let's know where you're watching from, and it's very important we know where you're streaming from. We are live at this time on YouTube and on Facebook. So quickly take the next few seconds to invite your friends Tag any leader within your zone, get them to join this call, this very special session immediately. Today's session promises to be highly impactful as usual, and the next few minutes, 1 hour thereabouts, is that you will be investing with us will be highly, highly worthwhile. So, thank you once again, and it promises to be highly impactful session. Today, we are dealing with a very important topic in all of human sphere. Think about it, and let me begin by asking you this question. What do you understand by communication? When was the last time you experienced a challenge, a breach in communication? Just think about it. What's your communication skill like? How would you rate yourself? Take this moment, in fact, let it be a solemn moment. How would you rate your communication skill as a person, as a leader? I want you to reflect on this question as we begin to go deep into this special session today that is titled Communication That Moves People. If your communication does not move people, you cannot move them. To a large extent, people are moved by the words they hear. Words has a way of impacting and transforming people. People are inspired by the words they hear, they receive. So we've been building up since we started the Leadership Mind School online session, which is the primary purpose of this is to equip leaders across the globe, irrespective of their culture, irrespective of our race, to equip them with the right tools to lead effectively. Because we discover that globally, there is a challenge of leadership. There is a challenge, a huge gap in leadership space. Every day, from ministry to governance, people complain, people lament, people talk about the failure of leaders. And over the decades, people have been talking, people have been lamenting, but we are here at the Leadership Mind School not just to talk, but to walk the talk, to lead people from the bankruptcy of leadership into effective and efficient leadership. Leadership, like we all know, or rather as we have been taught in this school, has to do with responsibility. Leadership, as we deal with it from this segment, is not a positional leadership. It is leadership by responsibility. It is the responsibility you take, you carry out, that defines you, that defines your place in leadership. So, also in leadership, you may know all that you know. You may be very intelligent, you may be very smart, but it is not enough to thrive in the school of leadership. What you know that is not well communicated will not be well received. That's why so many persons have gone down the drain with all of their knowledge, with all of their skills, because of the failure of leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you specially to this special session, again, that is titled Communication That Moves People. I will be opening my slide this moment, and with hope that you will follow me at your various locations to understand fully this very special teaching, because communication is crucial to human existence. Communication is so key to human endeavor. So I want you to move with me very slowly and watch how we shall be unpacking this session today. Please, once again, help me tag your friends, call your brothers, your sisters, everywhere, and encourage everyone to join this special session as we continue to go deep in the teaching for today. Thank you for all our viewers from YouTube, all our viewers on Facebook, and let's move on. So today we shall be digging deep on how to speaking so people can understand and people can trust you. People need to understand, people need to trust, and they need to also act on your instruction or your communication. Any communication that does not inspire, any communication that does not inspire trust is not an effective communication. Any communication that does not push people to act is not an effective communication. Thank you, Chigozie. I can see you. Let me quickly acknowledge some of our beautiful people in the house, consistent members. I can see Doreen. I can see you, Chef Lydia, Chigozie, Chioma. Thank you very much for coming and coming on time. Miracle Daniel, Ufan, Samuel Grace, Oladimeji, Patience Nana, great people. Musa Faith, Uzoma, you're here. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. Trisha, Eche, I commend you all. Miracle Daniel, see all my people. As a matter of fact, let me use this opportunity once again to commend this growing community. My big bros, Mr. John Ekato, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Tawakat from Ibadan, I can see you all. Let me just take time to quickly acknowledge everyone. Musa Faith, wow, beautiful people. Thank you so much. So, in the course of this teaching, please kindly like the teachings, drop your comments in the chat because we feed on comments here. And also, if you have questions, please note them because we shall be treating the comments, the question and answer segments in the course of the teaching. Miracle Daniel, thank you so much. In fact, I'm super excited with the love of the community, and I'm almost carried away by this show of love and the testimonies that have been coming from the feedbacks rather that have been coming from each one of you. They've been very, very encouraging, very, very exciting. And I assure you, by the hope and the help of God, that you're coming into this session today and joining the Leadership Mind School, you will certainly have value for the time that you spend with us. Sarah Innocent, Trisha, what you're dropping here, I don't understand. So, okay. So, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, let's keep focusing on, let's keep increasing our visibility. Share to your network, share on all platforms, and I think we are good to go. We'll be commencing the teaching any moment from now. All right, thank you very much. Sarah Innocent, I can see you. I can see you. Thank you, everyone. All right, what is communication? Tell me, what is communication? What do you understand? What do you understand by communication? Let me have your thoughts in the comment section again as we go straight into the session and take time to gloss through our slide. All right. So, communication. Listen to this. Leadership rise and fall, or rise or fall on the strength of communication. Great leaders across the world, they've been able, one outstanding thing about great and effective leaders is their ability to communicate effectively. So, leadership rises or falls on communication. At the Leadership Mind School, we have been able to break down leadership, not the way the average person sees it, but as what begins from the home, from the family. A lot of societies today, as a matter of fact, there is a global bankruptcy of leadership, especially from the third world countries. And if you go deeper into that leadership bankruptcy, you will discover that it began right from when the family became dysfunctional. Right from when the family, because leadership begins from the home. So a leader may possess vision. A leader may be intelligent. A leader may be strategic. But if that vision, if your intelligence, if your strategy cannot be communicated clearly, people cannot understand it. And what people don't understand, they cannot trust it. And what people don't trust, they cannot act on it. I hope you understand. So what people don't trust, they cannot act on it. So leadership is crucial. Leadership is critical to everything. Leadership communication during Marcin, your comment is showing. I can see you now. I can see your comment. So don't worry, your comment is showing. Thank you. I hope you got that. Ukamaka blessing, you're welcome. Okay, let's proceed. So again, the world is not lacking visionless people. A world rather is not lacking people of vision. The world is not lacking intelligent people. The world is not lacking people that are strategic. But what we lack is people or are people that are not communicating clearly and effectively enough. Please, I want to re-explain this for the benefit of everyone, especially those just joining us. That if your vision cannot be clearly communicated, people cannot understand it. If your vision cannot be, if people cannot understand your vision, they cannot trust it. What you don't trust, you cannot act on it. Many leadership failures are not failures of vision. Again, I repeat, they are failures of communication. There are so many leaders with great intention, with great intelligence, with top-notch strategy, but they miss it when it comes to communication. Let me tell you this. A leader can delegate many things, but when it comes to communication, beginning from your home, again, I repeat, the head of the home must communicate effectively, must communicate clearly, must communicate to be understood, must communicate to be trusted. In so doing, everyone will follow. So the gap between a good leader and a great one is almost found in how they communicate. A great leader, the gap between them is communication. Just begin to think about it, because in the course of this teaching, I will be asking you a question. I'll be asking you a series of questions, and one among those questions will be, name one leader that you know is a great communicator and whose communication is understood by you and many, whose communication is clear, whose communication can be trusted, and whose communication you can act upon. So take note, we shall be dealing with that in the course of this teaching. Please, words are the primary instrument of leadership. And like any instrument, they must be wielded with skill. They must be intentional. They must be wielded with care. Listen, nothing moves people in this world like the words. Nothing moves people in this world like words. Your words, the words of a leader, they are powerful. The words of leadership, they are to be reliable. The words of leadership are to be soothing. The words of leadership are to carry care. Do you understand? So we must understand that these are the effect of our words cannot be overemphasized, or the words of the leader. So listen, what communication mistake do leaders make most often? At this stage, we'll be dealing with this understanding. Before we explore this framework, because communication is a framework that helps leaders to lead effectively. Consider this question honestly. Most leaders are unaware of their own communication blind spots. They are unaware of their own communication blind spots. Yet, these are precisely the patterns that limit their influence. What are blind spots? The things that limit you. Now, leaders, one of the communication mistakes that most leaders, including myself and perhaps yourself, one time or the other, which we must improve upon through this teaching, through this platform, is lack of clarity. Lack of clarity. When your messages are vague, because a leader's communication must be clear, it must be intentional, it must be unambiguous. So, the lack of clarity, that is, the messages are vague, the messages are complex. You know, when something is complex, it's a bit tedious, or they are poorly structured, and they leave those that are being communicated to, they leave your teams confused about what is actually expected of them. So, lack of clarity is one common communication mistakes of leaders. So next time you are communicating as a leader, ask yourself, have I communicated clearly enough? Is my communication clear? As a matter of fact, after communicating, rephrase your communication, because followers have different levels of comprehension, of understanding. Okay, I just remembered now. Someone said I should reduce the English. God help me, I must reduce it. Okay, so because this is part of it. When you communicate in a tone or a language that is heavier than the recipient, then it's not clear. People may like the slide, they may like the platform, but it's not clear. So that is one communication mistake. Secondly, unclear expectations. When leaders fail to define outcomes precisely, teams waste energy moving in the wrong direction with confidence. Leaders are directors. So when teams fail to define outcomes precisely, this is where we are, and this is where we are going as a team. So by the time you, as a leader, you fail to define the outcome, your team will waste energy moving in the wrong direction. How be it they are moving in confidence. Number three communication mistakes that most leaders make is they are poor listeners. Leaders who speak more than they listen miss vital signals from their teams, thereby damaging both trust and decision making. Did you get that? Leaders ought to listen more than they speak. But in today's world, leaders believe that by virtue of their position as leaders, they ought to speak more and louder than every other person. It's not true. As a matter of fact, as a leader, when you get into a room with your followers or with your team, give them the leverage to speak on subject matters. Give them the leverage to engage and listen first. As a matter of fact, leaders should even speak last in most cases. Also, fourthly, communication mistakes leaders make is leaders speaking too much. Too much of everything is wrong. So, overloading people with words dilutes the message. The most powerful communicators are often the most concise ones. The most powerful is not the volume of what you have said or what you are saying that matters. It is how concise, how precise the message is. So, first, we said lack of clarity, common mistake leaders make. Secondly, unclear expectations. Thirdly, we said poor listening. And lastly, we said speaking too much. So, when next you are in a situation in a boardroom or with your team, ask yourself, am I speaking too much or not? Thank you. So, how do leaders practice clarity? Thank you, Ufan. Ufan, I can see you. Doreen, you're here. Choma, you're still there. Samuel Grace, you're there. I can see you also. Let's keep the comment going. Python's Grabber, you are here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And hope you are picking lessons from this teaching today. So, why leaders lose clarity and how to reclaim it? Listen, most leaders don't even know when they lose it. They don't know when they've even lost it in leadership. Number one, overcomplicating ideas, use of jargons, use of abstract things, or unnecessary complexity to appear authoritative. You will lose it, you will lose clarity, and this is how you need to reclaim it. Number two, while leaders communicate poorly. Secondly, they assume understanding. Please listen to this. That you are a leader does not automatically transfer knowledge to you. The fact that you are leading a team, as a matter of fact, first, leadership, I think, is a privilege. Secondly, is responsibility. So you don't assume understanding. You don't assume knowledge. Presuming people already know the context, history, or reasoning, no. So don't assume, because assumption is the mother of frustration. When leaders assume that people understand, then there will be it's an avenue for chaos. Number three, why leaders communicate poorly? Because of abstract language, speaking in concepts without grounding them in concrete reality. Let me tell you, dear viewers, whatever you say that cannot be acted upon, you have not communicated at all. So, fourthly, failing to structure. That is speaking without clear beginning. Speaking without the middle, speaking without a purposeful end. You just talk and talk and talk. That is all. Olabisi Jegede, you are welcome. Thank you for joining the live session today. So, what are the clarity principles? We've just talked about why leaders communicate poorly. So, but what do leaders, how will they communicate well? Number one, let your communication be simple. Let it be simple. That is stripped of unnecessary complexity. Make your, when someone gave me a feedback, I got a feedback within the week, and the person, I sincerely appreciate the person. And she said that they love the session, the teaching, and everything, but reduce the grammar. First, I busted into laughter. I laughed and laughed and laughed. But very correct. You know, it must be, you see, you leaders must speak to reach out to the audience. Your audience will determine the level of your communication. Here on this is a global audience of mixed, multi-dimensional people, different people from different culture, different race, different background. So you put the communication baseline level. You don't speak on such platform as if you are speaking to corporate executives, or as if you are speaking to governors, to senators, to leaders of nations, to CEOs. No, base. So every leadership message should be simple, stripped of unnecessary complexity. 2, it should be structured, organized, with a clear flow. For example, just like the kind of teaching we are receiving now, well organized with a clear flow, is well structured. Thirdly, it should be purposeful, that is directed towards a specific outcome. Again, for example, this teaching is directed towards making leaders effective communicators. Fourthly, your communication must be actionable, ending with a clear next step. If you don't communicate with clear, if your communication is not simple, if it's not structured, if it's not purposeful, if it is not actionable, then you have not communicated. Let's go to segment 2, credibility. Trisha, I can see you back again. You're welcome. Please, let's share the live session to different groups, all our networks, and let's get everyone to come join us in this session. Thank you very, very much. So, credibility in communication is key. We've dealt with credibility in some previous teachings, but here we are dealing with credibility. Why people believe a leader? Credibility is the badge of honor of leadership. Credibility is the badge of honor of leadership. Credibility is the reason why people will believe you as a leader. Listen, if you are not credible, you are not guaranteed a place in effective leadership. Communication is not only about what is said. Please listen. So many people can speak eloquent Queen's English, perfect English. But it is equally about who is saying it. Who is saying a thing is more important than what is being said. Take note of that. Who says a thing is more important than the thing that was being said. Let me give you a clear example now. Dangote calls you, let me say, Trisha, Chioma, Dangote calls and say, tomorrow or Doreen, go to First Bank, or Monday, go to First Bank, and I have something for you in First Bank. Go and meet the manager there and get something there. And I also call you, or afterwards, I put a call across to you and said, Doreen, Trisha, Chioma, go to Zenith Bank, same time. I have something for you, same time. Which one will you respond to? Tell me now. I want you to put it in the chat. Which one will you respond to? If I were you, and let me answer for you. I will, me, that I'm the one even giving the message, I will go for the one of Dangote. Because why? Who is saying it is more important than what was being said. So before people, okay, Trisha, you're laughing, right? Yes, that's true. Thank you. Before people absorb your message, they will evaluate you. They will ask consciously or unconsciously, do I trust this person? Listen, anytime you are communicating with someone, those two questions, either of those two, in fact, that question of do I trust this person? Okay, Doris, Dangote, even me too, I'm going for Dangote. I said this now. Okay, Choma, you got it now, Dangote. Me, the one speaker, I will also go for Dangote. So that is it. So who is saying something is more important than what is being said. If let's not even go there again. So now, each time you are communicating with someone, there is a question they must ask consciously or unconsciously. Do I trust this person? Do they know what they are talking about? Do they mean what they say? These questions are always in the heart. Deborah, you are welcome. They are always in the heart of people each time we communicate to them. So listen to this. Words gain power when the character of the speaker supports the message. Your words gain power when the character of the speaker supports the message. Okay, segment 3, listening, which is the most underrated leadership skill. The most underrated leadership skill in the world. I said earlier, most leaders, please drop your questions in the YouTube. You can drop your question on the YouTube. On Facebook, please drop your question. If you are just joining us, you are welcome. I appreciate you for coming. Immediately just drop in the chat where you are watching from. Any line, any thought that hits you, you can type it in the chat for the benefit of everyone, and we will get back to the question and answer segment. But this line is a very interesting one. Listening. The average person who is not even yet in a position of leadership will always want to talk more than to listen. So listening is the most underrated leadership skill. Many leaders assume that communications means speaking effectively. No. Communication does not necessarily, it's not the fluency of your speech. That itself is good. But the most influential communicators in history have always been exceptional listeners. Listening, before now, we're taught that listening is a passive affair. No, listening is not passive, it is active. It is a strategic leadership discipline. Imagine you sitting as a leader. Someone is lying to your face. You know very well that the person is lying. You need discipline to be calm and take it all in. As a leader, you know what to say in a situation, but you need discipline to let your team members do the speaking first, because when they speak, it brings inclusion. It brings inclusion. It gives them the feeling of being felt, of being seen, and of being understood. Listening is the ability to understand the perspectives, concerns, and ideas of others before responding. Chioma Ahamba, thank you very much. Good evening. You are welcome. Welcome to our special school. Thank you of leadership. So listening is, say, let me tell you, a lot of leaders, a lot of people are in crisis today because they fail to listen. Listening is the ability to understand. When you listen, you are able to increase in understanding. You are able to get the concern of as a conflict resolutor that I am privileged to be. When people are in conflict, oftentimes the difference between two parties or other parties, just a very little thing. Thank you, Abin. So because Abin Florentia, you are welcome. But because all parties are aggrieved, all parties are speaking at the same time. No one wants to listen to anyone. Guess what? At the end of the day, when they get home, they are listening. Deep, because one thing I tell people, deep in the heart of everyone, we all know where we missed it in our journey. We all know. So it is the practice that distinguishes leaders who truly understand their people from those who merely think they do. Yes, Doreen, you have asked the question, what if your leader refused to listen to you? That is the essence of this teaching. We'll deal with that. But leaders, we are training you first as a leader. We are training everyone to develop the attitude of listening. Olabisi is saying that is our Nigerian sir. Yes. But I refuse to limit the leadership challenges to a nation, the leadership challenges to a culture, to a tribe. Is generic. It is where you know that you can talk about. But you are right. Because in Nigeria, for instance, of course, we know leaders don't listen. The people say they want this, the leaders are doing a different thing. That is a case study that can be it's sad, but that is the truth. So we must learn. Listening is the most underrated leadership skill. Thank you, my brother Osage from the UK. Thank you, sir. So I have said it before and I'm saying it again. A leader that masters the arts of listening will be a leader that will most likely succeed in his venture. And please, let's come down from the high horses. When we are speaking of leaders in this school, both national leaders, international leaders, global leaders, institutional leaders, workplace organizational leaders, school leaders, and leadership from the family. Because it will be my joy if we can begin to implement these teachings right from our home. Most times when we receive teachings, we externalize it. Not them. It is them. It is no inward first. Debbie Olushola, you are welcome. Thank you. Internalize it. Ufan, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please like and let's keep sharing, keep liking this live session, and let's share it to our networks and encourage more people to be part of this. And please be dropping the comments as it touches you. Chigozie have said you are so correct, sir. Listening indeed the most underrated of them all. Yes. A leader, most leaders feel that when they listen to you, I don't know, as if it takes away something from them. No, no, it doesn't. Rather, you see, put yourself in this scenario. When your leader constantly listens to you, there is confidence that is built inside you. There is confidence that is built up inside you. You have a sense of belonging in the system. You just feel that you are having the driver's seat, not just the passenger row, when you have a leader that listens. Okay, let's move. Communication that inspires action. Listen, I said it earlier. I said any communication that does not inspire action is a miscommunication. Information alone does not move people. Information is good, it's important. But what moves people is the feeling that they understand what is at stake. What is at stake? That they are capable of rising up to the challenge, and that their participation genuinely matters. Since we began this very innovative leadership institute, I've been privileged to have come across a whole lot of people. And it's been very, very inspiring. And this is about the community that is closest to my heart. Because this is a legacy project for me. For those of you that have been here long enough and those that have just joined, by privilege of God, I have been through the systems. First, I have the understanding of leadership from the family. I have seen it. I think I'm going to create a masterclass for our core followers to share some of these life lessons that really triggered me into developing an innovative system like this. From the family to the point I joined the military, from the military to the point I joined ministry, from the ministry to the point I joined governance, from governor to the point I joined administration, from administration to the point I joined business. In all of this, and to the point that I had an encounter with the late, it is not even called late anywhere, the great Nelson Mandela in 2013 on one of our trips to South Africa. And in fact, it's like there was a baptism of leadership. So information alone does not move people. What moves people is the feeling that they understand what is at stake. Now you are here in the Leadership Mind School. Esther Treasure, you are welcome. What is at stake? Patience, Nana, I think I'm just seeing you for the first time today. You are welcome. What is at stake? A few days ago, at an event, I met some person that they don't even speak English. The kind of value and appreciation they give into this platform, to the point that they recommend it to their teenage children to follow. Because what you don't know, you cannot show. What you know is what will make you a show to your world. So leadership communication must bridge the gap between knowing and doing. Malik, Zainab, you are welcome. So leadership communication must bridge the gap. In this slide, you can see the picture of whose picture is here. Let me see if you can see from where you're watching. Let me see the fastest person to type it in. Whose picture is in the slide? Whose picture is in the slide? I was almost giving out the name. So let me test the IQ of my viewers. Whose picture is in the slide? Tell me. Who, oh, Brami Shile Temitope. I hope I got that right. Good evening and welcome. Good evening and welcome. Thank you, dear. Thank you. So I'm asking this special class, tell me whose picture is on the slide. Let me see the fastest person to do that. Bamishile Timitope, can you see the slide? Whose picture is there? Doreen, are you there? Samuel, are you there? Esther, are you there? Where are my people? Malik, are you there? Whose picture? Oh, I'm not seeing it. Okay, who is seeing it? Thank you. Which picture is in the slide? Okay, so the picture in the slide is the picture of Barack Obama, the former president of the United States. Now is a clear example of a great communicator. For those of you that have been long enough, during his campaign time to become the president, it was as if it was of course, Barack Obama, yes. When he speaks, he moves people. His words moves people. Thank you. So, who can tell me from your nation where you are from, which leader that you can tell me that his communication moves people? Which leader can you mention that his communication, you are inspired? Because listen, communication that inspires action, that is leadership. Obama, yes. So leadership communication must not only inform minds, it must also energize action. There are leaders that when you listen to them, I know, Uzoma, okay, Peter B, and sincerely, I accept you. You are correct, Uzoma. Peter Obi, yes, because when he speaks, something inside you jacks up. You are inspired. That is leadership. That is leadership. Not some leaders, they are talking. You are even saying, I beg, let them remove this one from here. You are not inspired. Good luck, Jonathan. Beautiful. I'm not sure there are many around. That is effectiveness of leadership. If the communication of your leader is not inspiring, then there is a challenge. Wole Soyinka, thank you. So we are going quickly now into Peter Obi. Okay, I know there will be a lot of Peter Obi here, and if we are to conduct an election here now, we know the winner. But thank God that we don't have INEC here, so there will be no rigging in this one, so it will be a clear one. Okay, common questions leaders ask about communication. Oh, Jegede, no leader again. You are a leader and you will be a better leader. Thank you. So now, these are common questions that leaders ask about communication. I want you to follow me in this session. How can introverted leaders improve communication? How can introverted leaders improve communication? Few weeks ago, we were having a seminar, that surrounds something like this. Online. Oh, Ngozi, yes. Deborah said Ngozi Okonjo Iweala, I guess. That's the person you are referring to. Beautiful, yes. I give it to her. Yes, she's a good communicator. Thank you. Because her communication, these are people you always want to hear them speak. So now during this session, a lady, she raised a question that she is a leader of her business, but she's an introvert. She's an introvert. You know what an introvert means now? That is someone that always keeps to themselves. They don't like to speak out. Sometimes you say they are shy, but we have introvert and extrovert. Those that always speak, those that are always agile, in the public space. Good, sure. Okay, good. I know my Nigerian people will be very active in this one. Thank you. So now, how can introverted leaders improve communication? And we said to them, yes, very dark man, yes, actually. We said to the woman that, look, you are the face of your business. Being an introvert is somehow also a barrier that needs to be broken. But also, introversion is not really a barrier when it comes to leadership. It is often an asset that the leader needs to know when to manage it. A leader must be an introvert and also an extrovert. Please listen to this. Introverted leaders, they tend to be more thoughtful. That is, leaders who don't speak too much, because again, it's not about the volume of what you say. It's about the conciseness, the preciseness of what you say. So focus on preparation. If you are an introvert, because we have lots of introverts, people don't like to talk, especially in public space. They are shy, But for you to overcome this, because as a leader, even when you are introvert, there must be a time for you to communicate. Olayinka DBC, good evening. Thank you. You are welcome. Adejoke Akele, you are welcome. Thank you. So there must be a time for you to speak. Leaders are the frontline communicators of their ideas. Leaders are the frontline communicators of their ideas. Look at this, and this is where the Western world, that is the developed world, and the third world nations, and because the developing nations, this is one major difference. Now look at the ongoing war, the ongoing war between the United States, Israel, and Iran. Now, the president of the United States, the prime minister of Israel, and also the supreme leader of Iran, daily they give briefings. Grace Mohammed, you are welcome. They are briefing their nations almost daily. They give brief directly. They communicate directly to those under their leader, to the world. But the developing nation, the third world nation, you will be begging the leaders to come and speak to the people. You will be begging them. We can't even see them. The highest they do, oftentimes they speak through pseudo means. They speak through third parties. And such leadership cannot inspire confidence. Such leadership cannot inspire trust. So leaders are frontline communicators of their ideas. So if you are an introvert, you need to focus on preparation. Prepare your message. If possible, write the communication and also develop one-on-one conversations because you must focus on your area of strength and practice communication. Because practice, they say, makes what? Perfect. You know, practice will expand your comforts. Practice will make you better. Esther Treasure, you are welcome. Choma, you are welcome back. Thank you, everyone. So, what are the common questions, number 2, that leaders ask about communication? How do leaders speak confidently in public? Listen, confidence in public communication is built through 3 habits, some certain habits. Let me just mention 3 of them. 1, true preparation before you speak. Don't engage in communication without preparation. You know, except you have now mastered the acts. Jagere say in Ekiti general, we don't have good light since last month. Nobody speak and nobody to confront at all. That is the frustration of leadership. Frustration of leadership. So confidence in public communication is built through certain habits. 3 we'll be dealing with in this session. Through preparation before you speak. Prepare before you speak. Consistent practice in low stakes environments. Do you know what? I always encourage people, begin from your family. You see, every good thing begins from inside you. So get your family members, start to engage them in communication. Speak to them, engage them in communication. So consistent practice, yes, the key. And again, ask honest feedback from trusted people who will tell the truth. This is where another challenge is. Oftentimes, those around us and in the leadership, we encourage truth telling because it's one of the key factors in leadership. Don't hang around people who will always tell you all is well, whereas all is not well. You know, for instance, after this session today, there are certain persons that I must call, I must speak to. How did it go? Despite the fact that I've been speaking for quite a while now. You know, leaders feed on feedbacks. Leaders feed on feedbacks. So, third question they ask is, how do we communicate difficult decisions? Now, you see, in some nations, the leader will just take a decision that will affect the generality of the citizens without communicating the process. Difficult messages demand greater clarity and greater compassion. You cannot lead without compassion. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Take away compassion from leadership. What you have is rulership, not leadership. Take away compassion from leadership. What is left is rulership and not leadership. So being honest about the reality. Of course, leaders are confronted with tough decisions. And like Robert Schuller said, tough times don't last, but tough people do. So leaders are called to take tough and difficult decisions. And it's never easy, but communication eases decision making. Communication eases decision making in difficult situations. If people know the process, then they will trust the communication. So then provide a clear path forward. Difficult truths delivered with dignity, build and not destroy trust. For instance, let me use Nigeria as a case study because we are speaking to a global audience. So I try not to bring in Nigeria too much into my teaching, but you almost cannot help it. You know, our leader and our president just came up and said subsidy was gone. And suddenly the whole nation was thrown into an economic mishap, catastrophe that people are yet to recover from. It was a difficult decision, but because there was no formal, proper communication of the process, it destroyed trust and plunged people into untold hardship. Listen to this. The next step we shall be going as leaders is one communication habit that you must improve this week. I'm begging you and I'm urging you because real growth happens in the small, in deliberate choices made every single day. You don't just grow at once. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Olabisi Jegede, thank you. You don't just grow in communication at once. Practice it. Build on it. Uzoma, thank you. I can see you. So choose one communication habit from today's session and commit to practicing it intentionally this week. Is it to be next time you are in a conversation, either in a leadership level, family, community, whatever, when you have the urge to speak loud, speak first, I believe you will hear these words behind you that will give you a nudge and encourage you to listen first before speaking. Improvement does not require perfection. No, it requires consistency. In the next 10 minutes, we'll be wrapping up this teaching. I want to sincerely once again appreciate Juliet. Juliet, you are welcome. I appreciate every one of you. And I am urging you also to drop in your questions. I will be treating questions that is in line with this teaching today. Trisha, you are welcome back with this teaching today. And also share the live. The recorded version will be uploaded almost immediately to our YouTube page. And tag any leader, your religious leader, your office leader, your leader in the family, just tag them to this teaching. And the leader you have often complained, like Doreen said, that the leader don't listen. So tag, there's a way you help people to grow. People need help. Leaders need help. So don't assume they know it all. And encourage someone this week to subscribe to our YouTube teaching, our YouTube channel. To subscribe to our YouTube channel because almost on a daily basis, we post between 5 to 8 minutes videos of teachings on our YouTube channel and also on our TikTok accounts. On the Facebook, we do more of lettered posting and quick, sharp teachings. And very soon, in not too distant future, we are making progress on a very innovative publication on leadership. Our leadership books will be ready in any moment from now for the world to see, to read, and understand this dimension of leadership. So make your calendar, join us next week for yet another powerful session in Leadership Mind School series. So let me take your questions at this moment. Thank you, Juliet, Professor Soludo. One sad thing about our leaders is people know what to do, but the ability to do it is what I cannot even tell. It's what I can't really tell. But it's not even about them now. We begin from us. So because they say change begins from us, not the one government said that time. Change begins from us, but it didn't begin from them. It began in the UK, and they didn't. They, in fact, they ended up it is where. So let me have your questions and your thoughts on this teaching. You know what? Just drop in the comment section what you have learned, what's been outstanding for you, and and what you are expecting to do immediately after this. So subscribe, like I said, to our YouTube channel. Next week, we shall be dealing with yet another powerful teaching, which is influence and community building. Growing a committed leadership community, which is what we are doing here. So next week, we will go beyond personal communication to exploit Choma. Thank you. You are so amazing. Every one of you are so amazing. So we'll go beyond personal communication to explore how great leaders build loyal, committed communities and how influence can extend well beyond formal authority. I can see, I understand, Choma, I understand. Because leadership is not about formal position. As a matter of fact, the beauty of your leadership is when you are commanding authority. The beauty of your leadership is when you are commanding authority without formal position. Okay, Doreen Queen from YouTube, you're asking a question. Okay. Can I see this question now? My question is, what if a leader refuses to listen to you? Yes. So when a leader refuses to listen to you, sincerely, there is little or nothing you can do rather than to keep speaking. For instance, you can get them teachings on leadership. You can tag them to some of these teachings. You can send some of this to them. Because, and this is, you see, it's a very dangerous trend when a leader refuses to listen. Because you need to listen because you are not leading yourself. Without people at the heart of leadership across sector is people. So when a leader refuses to listen to the people, you can't lead yourself. You can't lead yourself. Some leaders are not reachable. Okay, good. Thank you for that question, Doreen. Listen, communication is key. Earlier today, let me share a practical development that happened today. Now, while I was studying and preparing for this, you see, this also has to do with value. There are people today that, as a matter of fact, like my person, there is hardly anyone. Because over the years, I have never been a burden to anyone. So when you call, people answer, not today, even when there was nothing. So the way let's come down now, let's leave the government side and let's come down to individual. The way you present yourself also will determine how people will respond to you. That is why I always encourage our followers to become people of value. What is your value system? What value are you bringing are you bringing on board? Listen, if you don't have value, you will be devalued. If you are not a person of value, very soon I will be sharing some platforms, in fact, some universities that offer, in fact, almost zero tuition across the world. I will be sharing to our community, to the core of our community. And I will encourage everyone to Just improve in one way or the other. Esther said, what if a leader does not want to learn from his or her people? Like I said, there is little or nothing you can do about it. The only thing is, one thing I've also seen is those who complain of leadership failure end up failing when they even get into position of leadership. So what is it? So you first, this thing, this teaching, it should be personalized first. Which area am I found wanting in this teaching that I as a person can improve upon? It's just like the case of seeing the wood, the log in your brother's eyes or your sister's eye without removing the wood in your own eyes. So I trust we've had a great day today and a great time. In fact, I just feel like we continuing this teaching, and but we've got to go to prepare for tomorrow's activities and the week ahead of you, ahead of us, which promises to be very great and exciting. Please always feel free, drop your chats, DM me if you have any ideas, solutions that will help us improve on our platform. The Leadership Mind School is bigger than a social media group. It's an institution that is emerging, innovative, that is growing to set the pace for global leadership. And I count you all, beginning with us at this stage, as highly fortunate. And I believe that these teachings will have great impact in your life. So, drop your comment, share the live to your communities, and see you next time. God bless you all. Chigozie said, we all are leaders in one way or the other. Yes, even in our homes, offices, and environment. At least I have learned something today and will put them in practice. Thank you so much, Chioma. So, everyone, my dear viewers, I want to specially thank you all once again, and I look forward to seeing you next time. So, share with me in the comment section, everyone. I want to see clearly what your take is on this teaching today. So let me get your full thoughts. It will help us to improve the packaging for the session. So any comments you have, please, I would like to read them in the comment section. If you have further questions, drop it in the comment section and we'll be responding to it. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely day, night, and see you next time. God bless you.